Good evening, everybody. I hope everyone is keeping well. We are back again with another live show. It is the match preview for the game on Monday, away to Leicester City on Monday night, 8 p.m. kickoff. Mason, how are you feeling for Monday?
Taking myself mute. Pretty optimistic, to be honest. And good evening, Jack as well.
Yes, Jack, from the final whistle. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, guys. I've enjoyed the weekend. Just tried not focusing on Leicester City, but yeah, we're going to get into a Monday night game, and yeah, what could go wrong with this one?
Well, let's wait and see. You know what to do, guys. If you enjoy the show, please do remember to give us the thumbs up. It's really important we get the likes so people know where to find us in the search results. So do hit that like button if you enjoy the show tonight. Please, of course, if you are brand new to the channel, or if you're not yet subscribed and you enjoy what goes on this channel week in, week out, smash that subscribe button, completely free to do so. It does help me the channel grow as well. And please hit that bell notification. It does let you know whenever a live show is taking place or a pre-recorded video is uploaded. So that bell notifies you what comes on the channel. So again, do hit that bell to make sure you're all up to date with the content that we bring out for you, that you do not want to miss at all. If you would like to give a donation, feel free. And if you want to become a member, it's 99p a month. Hit that join button and you'll be included in the prize draws we do. We'll nip into comments quickly first. Good evening, Brian. This should absolutely 3 points Leicester absolute gash. There's a massive gap between the Premier League and Championship now. Whoever comes up, no doubt, will go straight back down. Chippers, good evening. Gorn should start, has been excellent the past couple of games, but Bonds has been excellent the last couple of games, but he's not going well. I think there may be a bit of disagreement on this one, Brian. And what's going on with Dubs Imagine signing one of me production crews or rise to seeing a new contract that's saying you're not rain on this show or you're not on the crew, I'd have wasted money. People just saying, "Oh, Ian, good evening. Could you please check the weather in Berwick before you post the photo of you sunbathing with a pint, please?" Oh, yes, because I was sitting outside. It's been nice weather, so I thought I'd say outside with a nice pint in my hand. Much to Ian's disgust. Much to Ian's disgust as well because he lives on a coastline.
I was going to say I was at Gator Stadium. I was freaking freezing.
This is a call for me. Lee, good evening. Mason, the Jacks must love Cardiff City after that result. We got Kyle in the chat. Hidden behind the bell. Yeah, Jack is also streaming this to his channel as well. The final whistle. So do drop Jack a subscription as well. So please go easier on us and keep below double figures on Monday, says James. Villa are chasing down the top five now. They have hit form and don't see them fade. And I reckon Newcastle give us a chance, get Colaccini and shove him up front. Question for Jack. Does Leicester City need new owners because they didn't lose a ton of money during COVID?
I mean, we've not done ourselves any favours, let's be honest. You know, some of the big decisions we've not been making, obviously. People talked about the comparison between Vishai and Top. Vishai was a ruthless businessman, you know. He weren't about pally with anybody, you know. It was strictly business, and, you know, if you were doing wrong at the club, he'd basically get rid of you, innit? And let's just say the board haven't made the best of decisions at Leicester. Obviously, we've lost a lot of money as well over the last few years, and things just seem to be getting worse for Leicester at the minute. But until them big decisions are made, the problems go on for Leicester. So, and that obviously could now mean 2 relegations in 3 years for the Foxes from the Premier League. So, yeah, things are very much tough at Leicester City, and it's very much eye-watering.
I mean, how are you feeling for Monday first, Jack? I mean, I've seen there's a lot of Leicester City fans not feeling very optimistic at all.
I mean, would you be optimistic watching Leicester this season? I mean, Jesus Christ, I think it could be a game of watching it through your fingers, if I'm honest with you. We're a side who doesn't score. We break bad record after bad record. Leicester City this season, we're 15 points behind Wolverhampton Wanderers. We're minus 42 goal difference, and things have just got worse and worse for the Foxes at the minute, you know. And we haven't won in our last 8 in all competitions. So, yeah, it's fantastic being a Leicester fan at the minute. No, it's not really. It's miserable. And, the season I can't wait for it to end.
Lewis, thank you so much for your membership for 28 months on this channel. Really, really appreciate that as well. We're up to with me comments. I do live in Gates in Italy. It's just that Ian lives up in Berwick, and he's still feeling the cold weather up there. Would you believe it? We could be watching in an half empty stadium. Apparently, is that true, Jack?
Well, I mean, there's been many fans now have not gone to games. They've kind of like fell out of love with the club. People have been going many years for the Foxes, and the club's in a state, let's be honest. And, you never want fans to feel that way, do you, about your own club? You've been following them for many years and this, that, and the other. But this has been the worst ever Leicester team I've seen in my lifetime. Let's be fair, the worst Premier League side I've seen. I've seen some worst managers in my time, and Van Nistelrooy goes down as one of the worst as well. In Leicester's history, and Van Nistelrooy, I just don't think he's got a clue, has he? Let's be honest. He tries changing to a 4-back, a 5-back, this, that, and the other. But Leicester, the personnel is just embarrassing. We've got a training ground which is turned into be an holiday camp where players are getting paid thousands of pounds a week, and we're just a complete laughingstock.
I mean, of course, it didn't work out with the previous manager, and it just sounds like it just hasn't got any better under Van Nistelrooy.
Well, Cooper got us 10 points and Van Nistelrooy's got us 7, so I think I'll let you one do the maths on that. I mean, 14 defeats in 15 for Ruud Van Nistelrooy, and it's just utterly embarrassing, to be honest. I mean, it's a side who haven't got nothing about them. There's no fight about this side, no desire. They have the audacity to come out after every game and say, yeah, but we are putting up a fight. Well, you clearly not, are you? That's why you're in the position you are. And I know people talk about the gulf between the Championship and the Premier League, but it's always as tough as you make it, isn't it? You spend a lot of money at it, but you've got to have that fighting wit about you to really push on it. Even Leicester haven't. We've obviously had to worry about PSR this season and whatever art, which we've got away with. I know some people would call it cheats and whatever, but that's fine. You think of as what you do. But at the end of the day, Steve Cooper was never favourable at Leicester by the fans. And I just don't feel he should have been appointed at the time, if I'm honest. Obviously, I was one to give him a chance. But 12 games. And some fans who say in hindsight now that he probably would have had more points, maybe so. But in football, you've got to make the decisions, haven't you? And hopefully it's the right ones. And with Van Nistelrooy, it's been a massive gamble and it's been an awful appointment.
Can I quickly comment and ask Jack a question? I see you have been linked with Danny Role from Sheffield Wednesday.
Yeah.
Would you take him?
I'd take him, yeah. I'd take Sean Dyche if Sean Dyche is available in the Championship. But the thing is, when we do go down, which is, it's obviously it's going to happen now, isn't it? Leicester are in the shit next season, aren't they? We've got the EFL with them chasing us down, and they want to throw the bucket at us and whatever. But it's if managers are willing to stick to Leicester, aren't they? It's not saying Van Nistelrooy is going to leave. I mean, it's a sackable offence that he's not been sacked so far with the form been on any other manager in the league. It'd been sacked by now. But Danny Role's turned Sheffield Wednesday round, hasn't he? From how things have gone under Chancery, the owner, and how bad the club's been sort of ran. Obviously, players not being paid and falling out with the fans and this, that, and the other. He's really picked it up at Sheffield Wednesday. Obviously Southampton's looked at him as well. But I think he'd be a good appointment for Leicester. Obviously, if Van Nistelrooy is to leave, but I like Danny Role. I think he's done well at Sheffield Wednesday with the funds and that he's obviously got, the resources and that. But would he change things at Leicester? I mean, I don't think any manager would, to be honest, with his team, to be honest. I think it's a team it just feels like player power and whatever else. It just feels like friends going into training and just having a kick about, and having a laugh at the fans they expect.
Well, I've got a question from Choppy for you, Jack. Is Vardy retiring at the end of the season? I've heard there's talks of another contract he could be given.
I love Jamie to bits. I'm not going to lie. He's been one of the Premier League's best strikers, and he's been one of the biggest shithouses. If we're past a watershed, I'd use that word quite frankly with Jamie. And he said he's not going to retire. Obviously, there's talks which are going to be sorted now between now in the end of the season to find out what his future plans are. Would he give us another year in the Championship? Is another thing, but he's on some big wages, isn't he? Let's be honest. If we are to drop to the Championship, which we are going to, then maybe he's got to drop his wages. But I love Jamie Vardy to bits. He's a legend. It'd be sad to let him go, to be honest. But let's just say we've never had a better striker, at the club since Jamie's been there. Obviously we've had Nuge, Joa, Okazaki, and that who've done fantastically well at the time. But we've had some poor signings, Daka, Islam Slimani, Ahmed Musa.
Oh, don't get me started with Slimani.
Players, do you get what I mean? So we've had some very good strikers, but then we've had some many shit ones as well. But no one's really been able to lace up Jamie Vardy's boots, and that's why he's still Leicester's number 9 to this day.
Oh, well, there you go.
I've got another question. It's about one of you. Can I quickly come in about asking the question?
Yeah,
it's
go
about,
on.
It's about Van Nistelrooy and Harry Winks. Can I get your thoughts on that? Because it came out, I think it was Thursday, about him and Winks unfortunately have had a bust up.
I think it's make up what you will, innit? You know what the media is like. They like to write a few things and probably make things as bad as they are sometimes. Let's be honest, that's how they create different stories and it catches the fans' eye. But it just feels like everything's comes out negative with Leicester, reports and that, everything just goes one after the other. And the thing is with the Harry Winks thing, his wife's not long had a baby in it, he obviously wants to be there for his kid. But as long as you're going to training and you're arriving to training and doing your job, which you're supposed to be doing, then it shouldn't really be an issue, should it, to be fair? Let's be honest, whether you stay at the training ground or not really, as long as you're doing training, working hard and doing whatever and, and being a part of the team, that's all that matters. But I don't know, Van Nistelrooy's had a few bloody bust-ups. I mean, I don't know, Vestergaard, bringing the dog to training. We've turned into bloody pets at home at Leicester City as well, if you want to put it into that perspective. And things have just gone on and on at Leicester, behind the scenes at Seagrave. And, yeah, I don't know. It's just not things that you want to hear or see, do you, for your club? It seems to go from very toxic.
I didn't realise Harry Winks didn't live in the area, because for I heard he sleeps. I don't know where he sleeps a couple of nights in Leicester, and then he has to commute from where he lives. He lives in London. That's what I heard. I don't know if it's true or not, but
I don't know. Like, obviously, you look at some players. Some managers like them to stay before games, don't they? A day before the game and have the team meetings and that. But it just feels the relationships between the squad of players that we've got are very much distance. They don't all like to mingle. Do you get what I mean? They all like to be apart, and that's a bad thing, isn't it? There's no collectiveness and that, and they just don't feel like there's a togetherness with this team. It just feels they're very much drifted apart, and they're just individuals.
Interesting. We've got a poll in the chat, guys, so get voting on it. It's about if Gordon is fit on Monday, does he start or no? As Barnes should be dropped. Right, I'm going to get my thoughts on this. I'd be happy to keep Harvey Barnes in. I think the last few games he's played, I think he's been very, very good. Mason, do you bring Gordon back in if he's fit, or would you happy if Barnes kept his place?
I'll probably get a little bit sticker for this, but I would keep him for next Sunday.
Keep Gordon
I would put Gordon on the bench and keep him for next Sunday.
Because
no disrespect, the Manchester United game is much bigger than the Leicester game on Monday.
Yeah.
So I would rest Gordon for Sunday, but I would keep him on the bench. But I would keep him for the Manchester United game.
As I mentioned, I'd be happy to keep Harvey Barnes. I mean, I'll ask you, Jack, what do you make of Harvey Barnes since his time at Newcastle? He's had some good games. He has scored some goals. I think he's been a bit very hit and miss for me, but I do like him for his goal score because he's known to be a goal scoring winger.
He's been a slow burner at Newcastle, hasn't he? Let's be fair. The price tag, which you paid for him when he did leave Leicester, he's obviously struggled with a bit of injury, hasn't he, since he's been there, which is no surprise when you leave Leicester. You're bloody injured before you leave Leicester, and bloody when you do leave, let's be honest. Seagrave's been very much like that since we've been there. So Harvey Barnes is a great player. You know, he can strike the ball. He's a very player who's a hot on his sleeve type of guy. And I loved Harvey at Leicester. I thought he was a great player for us. It was just a shame to lose him in the summer. Obviously, we had to get money, didn't we, to get other players in, and maybe he would have stayed if we didn't go down. But Harvey Barnes was Leicester through and through. Obviously came for our academy and that, and I thought Newcastle had a cracking signing at the time. I think Harvey Barnes, if you give him a good consistent run of games, then that confidence shows and he starts scoring goals and being a crucial part of the team. But if you can give him a good run, like Ian says in the comments, you know, I think he'd turn out very good and he'd be worthy of his price, you know. But I don't know. I just think it's been a slow burner for Harvey, but he has scored some crucial goals. I mean, that one against Wolves, I think it was this season where he scored?
Yeah, it was this season, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a few of them for Leicester in his time, Harvey Barnes. But yeah, just look after him. Make sure he's doing well and make sure he gets a consistent run of games. And yeah, I think you've got a fantastic winger on your hands.
Absolutely. Mason, do you think Isak and Trippier will be fine for Monday? I think they should be. Oh, he's on mute.
Always does. It's an interesting one because obviously we've got the game against Man United on Sunday. Will Eddie Howe want some of his big name players rested, or would you want to give him a chance on Monday night? I mean, it's an interesting one, but the fact is as well, you have to see how fully fit are and will they be fit for like a certain part of the game. But to be honest, I want them to be this. I would have them in the same boat as Isak, keeping them for Sunday.
Would I be against them? Rest them? Not particularly. I wouldn't be actually. Where's Tony typing? Oh, Tony's actually been in a football game tonight. Today, Darren. I totally forgot about
David, I'm not hitting the nightclubs. I'm at work tomorrow.
Ian says, I like Van Nistelrooy. What he said about Bobby Robson before the home game at St James's Park was fantastic. Yeah, I remember the days when Van Nistelrooy played under Bobby as well. Got a comment from Lewis to you, Jack. I love your channel as well. It's good seeing a different point of view for the matches when you speak about the other clubs.
That's good, you know. It's good to be on these channels like yourselves. You know, I'm privileged to be asked to come on and chat about Leicester, even the opposition. You know, it's good to have a good football debate and that with these different fans. And yeah, it's good to see that Lewis enjoys my content, which I'm very thankful for. I appreciate all the support and love, and yeah, right back at you in it, you know. And yeah, much love to people in the comments as well. I can see Terry's in there, Dawn in there from Leicester and that. So yeah, much love to them lot as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Totally, absolutely. Where am I up to? Oh. David says, will Barnes get a good reception on his return to Leicester?
I'd say so.
I think he will, yeah.
I don't think he left on bad terms.
No, I don't think he did.
I mean, Dewsbury Hall got a good reception from the Leicester fans when he left. I think Harvey Barnes will. I mean, Harvey scored some goals that season in the relegation season, you know, and like I said, a player who's very much was at the heart of Leicester at the time, came through the academy and that, and, you know, he had some good years for Leicester.
Yeah, he did.
Cut with us as well, and yeah, very good player in his time. But the last season for Leicester in that relegation season, in the 22-23 season, were just awful for the fans, the squad, and everything like that. This went weird. So yeah, I think he'll get a good reception from the Leicester fans, I'm sure.
Absolutely. Kate says Gordon is my favourite player, but I think it seems sensible to give Gord more time to heal up, and Bodge is doing a fab job, so why change things at the minute? I completely agree there, Kate. Kate said she would like to see Osula get a chance if Isak was to miss out on Monday. I mean, Mason, if Isak didn't miss the game, I would give Osula a chance. I mean, I've come to the decision now that Wilson's pretty much finished at this club now. He's not the same player anymore. I don't see why Osula should be given an opportunity against a team like Leicester if Isak doesn't make it.
Yeah, as I said on the review on Thursday night, I think Wilson needs to go for the sake for the last part of his career, because I think he needs to move on for the sake of his career, because I think the injuries have caught up with him, and he needs to move on, like to a big name championship club next season. I was going to say Leicester, but probably not, because he is from Coventry, and that obviously with the rivalry between Coventry and Leicester, you'll probably get a bigger chunk of shit coming from the Coventry end. But yeah, I think Wilson needs. I think Wilson probably drop down to the Championship next season, or to any of the promoted clubs next season, bar the red and white.
Ian's asking you, Jack, will there be any turn up to get a ticket? I live in Leamington, sports enough for where I will behave myself.
I mean, if you're a Newcastle fan, you're going to sit on your hands all game and not celebrate when you do score.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a tricky thing, isn't it, when people do that? Let's be honest, it's a difficult thing. You know, you're under pressure from the minute off, aren't you? And you like to see your team do well. So if you can't get a ticket in the away end, you know, some people go in the home end, don't they, and just sit there.
I could never do that at all.
It's hard to do, and
I couldn't.
Yeah,
it would be so difficult just to try and keep quiet if your team scored a goal. Then Chipper says they'd have Isak starting on Monday, then take him off early second half. I don't think that would be a bad idea, Chippers. And then we'd be keeping him for the game against Man United. Ian says Leicester seem like a team that have suffered from a lack of investment. Well, you were just saying that as well there just before, Jack, that they've made some absolutely stinking decisions.
Jesus Christ, I mean, Bobby D called over Reed on a free. If we had the chance to spend money on him, I think it'd be an absolute bloody... I don't know. We've signed Jordan Ayew, haven't we, for what was it, like £5 million, I think it was. And
this is actually a player who Mason rates.
Jordan Ayew's come on. He's an off the bench player, isn't he, nowadays? You know, he's scored a few goals for Leicester. The game against Ipswich where we drew 1-1. Scored the late winner at Saints away this season, but we went and signed Oliver Skipp for £20 million, which is an absolute waste of money. I mean, it's criminal to even think that we actually signed him as a bang average championship player. We bought Buonanotte in on loan, which I think he had a very good start under Steve Cooper, but then he's not fancied by Ruud van Nistelrooy. El Kanous he's done okay under Ruud van Nistelrooy. You could see there's a real player there. I just don't think he's a player for our side, to be honest. I think he deserves better than us, to be honest, with how things have gone with El Kanous since Ruud's took over. And then we've signed Woyo Koulibaly, who I just don't think he's a Ruud van Nistelrooy player, so it's more wasted money by Leicester. I think we spent £80 million in the summer. And then we sold Dewsbury for £40 million. So we spent £40 million in total, but spent £80 million, obviously, as a whole, before Dewsbury Hall. And then we brought in Caleb Okoli, who we spent £13 million on in the summer. And yeah, that's just not worked out either, to be honest. But Woyo Koulibaly in January, you know, Ruud hasn't been backed at all. Let's be fair. When you're in a job and you want the January transfer window to get your own players in and that, because this squad, there's just nothing about it, you know. So Ruud will know that, and he thinks, you know what, well, I need to sign my own players. But the board said to back him, and they never did. They lied straight to his face, like they have many managers, about how much money they've got to spend. So that's on the board, you know, with the January transfer windows and that. And John Rudkin, I wouldn't trust him as far as I could throw him regarding finances and that, because he's not a director of football, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Dawn says Sam Fennis to James Park. Yes, he is playing there July time, I believe. Is Jack wondering why Leicester hired Rude, not a manager with a relegation experience? Yeah.
Yeah, it was a big gamble hiring Rude. Obviously, done well at PSV, won 2 trophies there, but then things went downhill for him, didn't they, when they started selling his best players of his squad, and he ends up falling out with the board over transfers and that, and then it goes to Man United, and he manages 4 games for United when Ten Hag left, and 2 of them were against Leicester, 2 of them wins, so that's no surprise, is it? Let's be honest. And Van Nistelrooy's he's got no relegation sort of experience, has he, at all, for them to have managed. The only manager I'd really took for this relegation battle was David Moyes, and I think his heart was set on Everton at the time.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, Rude's sort of not happened at Leicester, has it, to be fair? And one win in 15, it's just utter pathetic.
It is. I can imagine. What's the fascination with Osula? He's done nothing, not for me. I just think Osula is a development player, and if you don't give the player minutes, how is he supposed to develop? I would like to see him given opportunity. I think Wilson's finished. Wilson is not the same player anymore. I think the injuries have absolutely caught with him now, I'm afraid. So now's the opportunity to give Osula an opportunity if Isak doesn't play on Monday. I don't want to, because if Gordon is back, if Isak is out and if Gordon's out, who plays up front? Who is, well, it's probably going to be Wilson by the looks of it, but I wouldn't play Wilson. He's not the same player anymore. I just think. Well, he hasn't scored in the Premier League goals this season. He's only had the one against Birmingham in the FA Cup.
Well, welcome to Leicester City, boys, isn't it? Where we let players score who haven't scored for a very long time. I mean, we let Garnacho score who hadn't scored in 26 games of competition. I think his last goal before we played Man United at home was Leicester City away in the Premier League. And then Højlund hadn't scored for 21 games. He scored. And then Jack Grealish against Manchester City hadn't scored for 16 months in the Premier League. Remind you of that one. And he scored the first goal on Wednesday night. So maybe we'll expect a Callum Wilson goal against Leicester, and I won't be surprised because we turn with a gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah, that's it. Absolutely. Ian said he was at Villa Park in the Hothead some years ago, and the lads turned around me. Were brilliant. As long as you're not stupid, it should be okay. As I mentioned, I just don't think I could do it. Just couldn't do it at all. Good evening, Ray. Hope you're well. Osula has hardly had a chance to impress. Well, he hasn't been given the minutes, so it's only in pretty much cup games. I will have a problem if Newcastle will play against Barrows. My friend plays for them. If he against Newcastle at St James Park will be a bit awkward, I would go, and that's my mate. Oh, well. Ian says, are there tickets available for the match?
Yeah, there's tickets available. Just don't have a Newcastle postcode.
Kate said, yeah, great. A goal against Bromley in the FA Cup. Dawn says Cooper wasted money.
Yeah. A lot of money.
David says that Newcastle Blue Star still going. Yeah, they are. Yeah, they're still going.
They reformed in 2008, I think. No, sorry. Yeah. They reformed in the COVID.
As a Leicester fan, it must feel really crap coming up one season, then having to fight like hell again to go back to the Premiership. I think the problem is now because the promoted teams are coming up, but they're just going back down. It's like, I think with the Premier League's pay us on FFP rules, they can't spend a lot, unfortunately. And if they were, I think they're probably nervous that they're going to get absolutely bollocked by the Premier League if they were to spend a lot. But this is what the thing is. If the club gets promoted, they need to improve the squad. And it's like the Premier League's not allowed to do that. Like what happened last season. All the promoted teams came up, went straight back down again. And it's happening in the same game this season. Straight back down again. I mean, would you say that's the case, Jack?
the thing is, like you say, you've got to have fight. You've got to have a bit of wit about you, to compete. Leicester obviously haven't. This is why we're in the situation we are, from the top to the bottom with this football club, because it's in a right mess. And we've not helped ourselves. Let's be fair. It must feel crap coming up for one season. It's been embarrassing, to be honest. It's been an absolute travesty of a season for Leicester. It's been real catastrophic. Things have gone from bad to worse. We've been battered many a times this season, from Brentford to Newcastle to Everton to Wolves to, you mentioned the teams who ain't won in about bloody 15 games like Man United or something. They've beat us 4 times this season. So the thing is, Leicester's had no fight, and when we go in the Championship next season, we're going to have a fire sale, to be fair, and sell a lot of this squad. We're going to have to sell a lot of assets like Hermanson, El Canous, them types of players, and then get rid of these players who's on massive contracts. Because when we're looking at the financial report, I don't know if you guys have read it about Leicester, about the finances they have gone through. We lost £19.4 million in the last year. And then 101.6% turnover went to players' wages. So we're paying bang average Championship players Premier League wages. So we deducted them last year and cut them, I think it was about 60% we cut them down by. And then they put them up again. So it makes it even worse. And then this is the decision-making from Leicester City, the board and that. It's laughable, and this is why we're in this mess, because we're giving these big-size contracts to some of these players now are over 30 and... everyone won't leave Leicester City because they're on bloody 100 grand a week or 80 grand a week. And, teams ain't going to want to pay that, are they?
No, not. Unfortunately, not. And who really takes a wage cut a lot of the time these days? There's not a lot of them. I can tell you that. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, where do you see our main threat coming from, Jack? Because I presume you've probably seen us a lot this season with the goals we've scored and that. I mean, do you think it's mostly our attack you can see, and midfield as well?
I think it's the old team. Let's be honest. Even the goalkeeper. No. Isak's a fantastic striker. He's probably a privilege to watch for you. I wish we'd at Leicester. If you want to load him to us for the rest of the season, feel free to do that. Yeah, you've got Harvey Barnes and you Anthony Gordon. You've got Joe Linton. You've got Bruno Guimaraes. You've got Tonali. And you've got Fabian Schär who can bang a couple in, who's a defender supposedly, but he plays like a bloody striker. He strikes a ball. But you guys have got very much a lot of quality in that team, a real togetherness, a side who will fight for each other, and I've seen you score goals against us this season at St James's where I think it 1-0 in the first half, was it? And then we conceded like 3 goals in like 10 minutes and in the second half. And yeah, Danny Warder in goal. So I'm not bloody surprised we've conceded, to be honest. But the thing is, Newcastle are a threat. They've had a very good season again. Hats off to you lot. I hope you do go and make Europe again, because you're a good club. You've got great fans. And I've always admired Newcastle. I've got family from Newcastle who support the Geordies. So
Kenny.
It's good to have that in the family, and the Geordies are great people. They're good to have a pint with and that. And I mean, Leicester, they're not really going to cause you a threat. We're a side who can't score goals, and I think Newcastle are going to be licking their lips on Monday night because that we're easy to. We're like a knife through butter at times, and we can't defend, we can't score. What can Leicester City do this season? We give up after teams score the first goal against us. You've seen it against Manchester City. So we're very easy to play against. So I don't think Newcastle will even have to get into first gear on Monday night, to be fair, Peter.
I mean, I can understand. As I mentioned, there was not a lot of Leicester fans who are feeling really optimistic. I think they've seen it's all right. What I'll ask you as well, Jack, just going a little bit away from the game a little bit.
Yeah.
You know how we've had our Carabao Cup celebration after winning the Carabao Cup. What did you make of the whole celebration? Do you think we were right to do it? What do you make of some of the idiotic comments from pundits and other fans to say, it's a Mickey Mouse trophy and all that? I mean, what do you make of it?
Thing is, a trophy is a trophy.
Yeah, I mean, you would have had that when you won the Premier League in 2016, surely.
I mean, the thing is, you look at the Europa Conference League, when that first started, people are, that's a Mickey Mouse Cup. No one wants to win that. And then all of a sudden Roma win it and they think it's prestigious. And then West Ham won it as well. And, it's a European trophy at the end of the day. No matter what you think of it or if it's a new competition, it's still a trophy. It still goes in the trophy cabinet. I mean, when Leicester won the Prem, the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup, we've each won 3 times, I think we have. And, we've then won the Community Shield and that. So we've won all 4 of the trophies on offer in England. And I think we're like the 7th club to do that. And, you celebrate it. Newcastle haven't won a trophy for bloody God knows how long.
Yeah,
but,
absolutely.
when you do, celebrate it, enjoy it, you might not get to see it again in your lifetime. So, you just take that moment while you can and don't worry about when all the bloody pundits say. I won't worry about some of them.
Absolutely. Well, Ian's asking you, Jack, do you think there's still hope for you guys to stay up if you get 18 points from your remaining games? Or do you think the chances are very slim?
Tell you what, you might as well call us the real Slim Shady, to be fair. I mean, we're not going to get what Wolves have got now. What are we, 15 points behind? I think it'll be 18 points on Monday night. Monday night, the weekend after. I think we're in a very much predicament, aren't we? And we don't look like getting any points anytime soon. So, to be fair, I think
you haven't scored in about 6 or 7 games as well. Is that right?
Well, we haven't scored in 7 straight home league games. So, and that we've been defeated as well in that. So, 7 straight home defeats without scoring. It could be 8 on Monday night. And, it's not good, is it, when you pick up them type of records? I think Leicester's hold the record for that now. So, you'd probably have to go and carry that on to be even worse than Leicester. But, all these records seem to be very much on our toes this season. And they're not for the right reasons. They're very much for the wrong.
Mm-hmm. Ian says, great to have an opposition fan that speaks sense. Cheers, Ian. Isak is getting 3 if he does play. He had a groin problem. Gorney is getting 1 and Bonds will get 2. Whoa. And we've got a comment here saying on Monday it's 120 days since Leicester scored a home goal in 71 days since our last goal in the Premier League.
That tells you all you need to know.
Tony's in the chat. Hope you're well, Tony. Robert says, can see Tonali scoring another screamer on Monday. Monday could really help our goal difference. It could. Even Russell LCFC 1993 says, amazing celebrations. It's been 70 years since he last won a trophy. If Spurs won that, they'd celebrate it until next Christmas. There you are. As the older generation of Geordies, I've never seen Newcastle lift any silver until last month. So fair play. Cobb beat a good piss up in Newcastle. Oh, it's it's really popular for the nightlife. We all know Villa. We hear a lot of people say that as well. So, David says, Jack, did you want to see Steve Cooper sacked in November? And if he remained in charge, do you think you would have a decent chance of staying up?
The thing is, Cooper, his identity and that we didn't have one. We played low block football. It weren't great, let's be honest. We were losing games, but we was also picking up points against teams we probably shouldn't have been picking up points against, but we did. Like Bournemouth, we beat them at home. We beat Southampton, drew with Ipswich, and got another couple of points along the way. But Cooper got 10 points. He's done far better than what Van Nistelrooy's got, and the thing is, in hindsight, people say Steve Cooper had probably got more points for Leicester. Obviously, I think we were out the relegation zone when we'd sacked Steve Cooper. I think we were 16th. So, in hindsight, anything can be said, can't it? But, you don't know how things would have gone if he'd stayed in charge, you get what I mean? So, it's just...
I personally thought it was a huge gamble taking Van Nistelrooy. I know he picked a couple of decent results of Man United after Ten Hag left, but it really just hasn't gone to plan. Lose Monday and set a record of most defeats in our history at home this season. Wow. Yeah. I mean, I've checked the last 10. There is a lot of the defeats in a row. Is there any Newcastle players that haven't scored in months? Because you might as well play them because they will score on Monday. Trust me, says Russell. Jack should go on the Toon Review tomorrow to talk about the game. TDR's a cracking channel as well, and do check out them. They'll be doing their preview tomorrow. Please do tune into the Match Day Lives. Knock off the TV commentary, get listening to Paul and Billy, and if you're not at the game. So, I mean, who's out missing for you, Jack? Which players are missing for you and will not be available for Monday?
I think the old team's been missing all season, Peter. Let's be honest, mate. Don't worry about injuries. This team's been missing like bloody Casper the Ghost the way to go around the pitch. This team's not been seen for a while. You know, they might as well put a bloody missing sign out to ask where this team actually is and what they're actually doing. You know, because they've just been losing all the time, haven't they? They've not shown up in games. They've not shown fight or nothing. But injury-wise, I believe Fatawu's still out. He'll be out for the rest of the season still. But Ricardo, he made his return back from injury on Wednesday against Man City, which is good to have him back. But yeah, I don't think there's any other injuries that we can discuss.
Fair point. Hopefully, Trippier and Isak will be fine for Monday. I know we've still got maybe Gordon could be back for Monday. We'll wait and see. If he doesn't, then it shows he'll be back for Sunday against Man United. We still have, of course, Sven Botman missing. We've still got Jamal Lascelles missing. Of course, Botman hopefully back at the end of this month, beginning of May. Jamal Lascelles, I don't think he'll return throughout the remainder of the season. And, of course, we know Lewis Hall is out for the remainder of the season as well. So we haven't got many injuries, but I'm just praying that Trippier and Isak are going to be back. I mean, if they don't make it on Monday, I think we can rotate in that game a little bit as well. It's Man United, which we would really need them back for, but they are going to be crucial for the game a week tomorrow. So we'll wait and see. What do you think Van Nistelrooy's start 11 is going to be for your side tomorrow, Jack? On Monday, Jack.
I don't know. We could probably put Van Nistelrooy up front. We probably need something. He'll go with Hermanson in goal. I think he'll stick with a back five. He'll stick with Justin, Cody, Fass, Luke Thomas. I
think he's been one of the worst centre backs I've seen in the Premier League.
He's awful. I can't wait if he left in the bloody summer because we're not going to get 15 million for him. You won't believe he's a Premier League player, to be honest. How he goes about his business. You know, some people call him Sideshow Bob from The Simpsons, but I don't know. Thomas has been good. I think he's tried giving 100% for the team. He's been steady since he's come in, but he can't really do much, can you, when you got other players not playing well at all. Christensen, I'd drop him completely. I don't think he's good enough at all. Maybe a little bit of efforts there, but you've got to have quality about you, and clearly hasn't. So I'd put Ricardo in. I'd probably swap him with Justin over, bring Ricky P back in. Samare and then Didi, I think he'll stick with them. El Canus, Mavadidi, I'd bring in, drop Patson Daka and put Jamie Vardy. I don't think we could choose much personnel, to be fair, Peter, to be honest. I don't think we've got a lot in the squad. If you look at Newcastle's bench compared to ours, you lot have got a lot more quality on the bench than we have. We've got Oliver Skip on there, Jordan Ayew, D. Cordova-Reid, Coley on there and all. We just haven't got quality on this squad. We've not even got an 11, if I'm honest with you, this season. So I won't really have to worry about the bench side of things. But I think Rude's just going to stick probably with the same team that played Man City. He's believing it's working in the back five, but he clearly ain't got a clue, has he? If he thinks it's working, and it clearly isn't. So each to their own. If he thinks it's working, happy days for him. But as a fan watching it on Wednesday night against Manchester City, it's not working at all. You can clearly see we could put a team bus in front of goal against you lot, and you lot still find a way to pin the windows in and find the back of the net still. That's how easy it is to get past Leicester.
Well, Robert's asking, would you take Wilson at Leicester on a free in the summer if he leaves us, Jack? Could he be a one that could do it in the Championship? If you could keep him fit?
If you kept him fit, And he'd never get injured again. I think you'd take him, wouldn't you, in the Championship? I mean, he did it for Bournemouth, but the thing is, because he's injured all the time, it's not really going to help him come into Seagrave training ground because every player gets injured. So, he'd probably be out for the rest of the season if he joined us. But he scored goals. He's a proven goal scorer when you keep him fit. He's scored many goals for Bournemouth, Newcastle, and obviously Mason spoke about his Coventry sort of engagement as well, Callum Wilson's. But we had James Maddison, who was a Coventry fan.
He did, didn't you?
Yeah, it's not about who the rivals are, it's a job at the end of the day. And if a footballer wants to come and play for your football club, they're just there to get paid, aren't they? So I don't think Wilson would have a problem with it. Or if Leicester did go for Wilson, I won't be bloody surprised with our board, to be honest, because they make so many bad decisions.
Absolutely. I'll have to go now. No problem, Choppy. Take care. Great to see you on. Choppy would rest Joe Linton on Monday. Yeah, I can understand why we would hate him to get a yellow card on Monday because he's on 9 yellow cards. And of course, if he gets a one on Monday, that means he sits out for the next 2 games. And we would need him for Man United. So I wouldn't be against it. But will anyone want to do that, Mason, in a way, considering we are still trying to look to aim for the top 4 come the end of the season?
In a way, yes. Because I think with the games we've got, because we've still got to play Man United, we've still got to play Chelsea. 2 of the last 9 games are against teams in and around where we're playing, and I think we just need to try and get some more KPIs for them 2 games.
Absolutely.
So yeah, whatever team we come up against, particularly them 2 games against Man United and Chelsea, we need to have a team. I do apologise because I said Man U were in the round, but not now. Unfortunately, Brighton, fuck's sake. I mean, Brighton and Chelsea. I think we need to have some of our main players around. And am I quackling?
You are.
You were a little bit, yes. You need a microphone, Mason. Keep telling you.
Well, I work half the time, so I can't. So what am I supposed to do?
Right, we'll run into our lineup then. I'll start it off. A goal that's going to be Pope, obviously. We know Pope's now the main choice goalkeeper. Right back, Mason.
Trippier.
You think Trippier's going to be fine for Monday? Okay. Right, centre back first will be Shea. Alongside of Mason.
Dan.
Yeah, Dan alongside him. And of course, in at left back will be, of course, Tino Livramento, who's done well in that position as of late. Yeah, we know Mason, he is sounding like a Dalek a little bit. First one in midfield, Mason.
Freaking mute. Tonali.
Yeah, we'll go with the midfield maestro, obviously. Of course, in will come as well Bruno, captain on the day as well. And the last one, Mason.
Joe Linton.
Okay, well, we'll select Joe Linton. All I can say is please don't pick up a yellow card on Monday, Joe Linton. But to be fair, Mason, he has kept his discipline good as of late.
Yeah, hopefully he can keep the disciplinary good as he did against Brentford on Wednesday.
Russell's asking Dan need to be on Fortnite with his celebrations. Makes me play better against them all, but teams are confident throughout the rest of the season, says Ian. Okay, so into attacking 3, of course, on the right will be, of course, Jacob Murphy. On the left, Mason.
Harvey Barnes.
Yeah, we'll go with Harvey Barnes to keep his place if Gordon does make it. And of course, the last one, hopefully he'll be fit, will be Isak. So we're going unchanged at the moment. So again, in goal, it's Nick Pope. The back four of Kieran Trippier, Fabian Schär, Dan Burn, and Tino Livramento. The midfield three of Sandro Tonali, Bruno and Joe Linton. And of course, the attack three of Jacob Murphy, Harvey Barnes, and Alexander Isak if he is fit. I think if they are fit, I think Eddie will go with that. I mean, Eddie will want to keep a stronger side because we are challenging, trying to see if we can get that Champions League spot come the end of the season. J7 will keep us cool if nobody rattles him on the pitch. Yeah, that's what sets J7 off. I mean, I don't know if you've seen it before, Jack. If someone really winds him up, he's like, come on.
Tell you what, I don't think this Leicester team could rattle anything. Let's be fair. I don't think we're going to even rattle your cage on Monday night. The thing is, you know, you talk about Joe Linton getting a yellow card. I mean, we won't even have much of the ball on Monday night. You know, when we've gave it away, we probably won't even get it back. We did that against Manchester City on Wednesday night, where I think Man City had 73% possession, I think it was, but I were even surprised Leicester had 27% because we barely even had the ball. It was like a training session. I think that's maybe what it could be on Monday night. You know, if we allow Newcastle to play and keep giving you lot the ball and give you lot the chances, you know, you're just going to tear us apart, aren't you? Let's be fair. You've got, like you say, that squad that you just read out. It's daunting for a Leicester fan to even see, to be honest, because we've seen you put 4 past us at St James's Park. How many are you going to put past us at the King Power on Monday?
Well, that's it. Well, Russell thinks the only person that could rattle Joe Linton is Jimmy Vardy, because Jimmy Vardy can certainly rattle a few people. I've seen him do it before.
Ruffles a few feathers.
Do you know what? I agree there, Ronald. Most of J7's yellow cards were because of the players play acting. Yeah, they've tried to get him sent off. They've tried to get him booked. And it has worked, to be fair, as well. Right, what we'll do now is we'll get the score predictions in. Again, if you haven't got your score prediction in the chat, guys, get it in. It'd be great to get your score predictions and let us know what your starting 11 is as well, if you haven't got that in as well. Do we go unchanged if Trippier and Isak are available? Or if they do not make it, who comes in instead? Russell thinks our players are acting, pretending to be footballers.
I agree.
Oh, just have to keep Vardy quiet. All is good. Yeah, because we know when Vardy's on his game, he does score goals.
He ain't scored in a while. The guy's had no service whatsoever.
Well, yeah, I can understand. Yeah,
he's, you know, if you look at our heat map this season, all of it's been in our own half because we've not even got into the opposition's half to attack. So that's something you lot need to keep in mind on Monday night. I don't want to give the tactics away to Eddie Howe or anything to have to beat Leicester City. You know, I want to keep that a bit hush, but I don't know. I just don't think we're going to be a threat to you on Monday night, if I'm honest with you.
I mean, I'm going to ask you this as well, Jack. Do you think Eddie is the right man for us? Because I've said he is. We have had our criticism towards him at times this season, but I've now said he is the right manager for us. Do you think he is as well?
He's won you a trophy, hasn't he? You know, he can't crumble, you know, and if he's keeping you in the top 6 every season and that's his job to get you in Europe, then, you know, he's done his job at the end of the day, you know. You'd rather be in the Europe positions where you are now. I mean, unless you want to swap places with Leicester, mate, then
I know you would love to be in our shoes right now.
No, we've been in Europe before. We know what it's like and it's enjoyable when you do to go to these grounds and different places and play these different teams. It's a good experience, and that's something Newcastle fans are obviously going to be enjoying and that. And it's going to be a long bloody while till we're back in it. Let's be honest. You know, we need a massive reset. We need to go away and think about what to do next and what the actual plan really is for Leicester City, because there's no plan at the minute. There's no forward thinking. It's just backwards. And yeah, I'm not really looking forward to the game on Monday night because I think it could be a bloody cricket score.
Hot. Well, Russell's going with it. He's hot. He's 2 on Newcastle, but it'll be 5-0 Newcastle. Hot 2-1 to Leicester, but it'll be 5-0 Newcastle. Ray says 3-1 the 2. Still don't think we keep the clean sheet. Okay. Ronald's going for a 4-1. Coffee, good evening. Eddie's our king for life. Nice to see Jack again after a long time, says Coffee.
Hello.
Right. Kate's going 3-1 to the 2. Right. Sorry, I'm going to ask you, Jack. What's your score prediction for Monday then?
if Isak starts, he scores an hat-trick in the first half. Let's be fair. I think this could probably be maybe three, maybe four for Newcastle, if I'm honest. We're that poor. We've got no fight about us. We're getting beat left, right, and centre. You beat us by 4 at St James's Park, and maybe that's where we're looking on Monday night. We're going down without a whimper, aren't we? And maybe when this season ends for the better for Leicester City, and we won't look back on it with some bloody smiles on our faces. We just want to forget about it forever this season. It's been a horrific season, and I think things will get worse on Monday night. And it's just a real shame, isn't it, Peter, that we've got bloody eight games left, and you just want to, if you can end the season now, we would. So I think Newcastle beat us by about 3-4-0.
Oh, okay. When you won the Premier League, how did it feel like ripping the cup away from the top six? Says Colin to you, Jack.
Oh, it was fantastic. I mean, to be in that position from the Great Escape the season before to then go and achieve the unthinkable the season after, what a real story, a real amazing story, and to witness it with my own eyes and achieve what we achieved, the impossible that came possible and a dream that came a reality was just tremendous, and what a fairy tale season it was. And to hold that Premier League title last game of the season at home to Everton, you just take it in, don't you? And you enjoy them types of moments. It's just sad how things have gone 9 years on.
I can imagine how we've had 14 years of it with our previous owner. So David's going 5-1. Sorry, Jack. I think you'll go 1-0 up, but then we'll start to play.
I tell you what we might do, and this is not a spoiler. This is reality. Leicester City will probably have the first shot on target. In our last few home games, we've had the first shot on target, and we can see straight up this. Maybe that's how it's. We're on top through.
Listen, if you got the TV on, you'll be coming like Lewis. The guest star, an Irish guy, predicted us to win 9-0 with a Mayfield hat-trick. No matter how bad we are, we will still win a trophy before Spurs. Spurs don't win anything at all. David's asking, have you had Ranieri been given a statue yet?
No, I'm afraid not. I love the bloke when he was here. The Tinker Man is what he was named. And we call him King Claudio. And it was nice to meet Claudio when we won the title and that. And really great bloke, really down to earth, and shame we've not built that statue yet. But I'm hoping we do build a statue for Jamie Vardy when he retires.
Paul's in the chat. Up you well, Paul. Right, Mason.
How's Benji, Paul? 4-0 Newcastle.
And your goal scorers?
Isak twice, Jordan and Tonali.
Okay. Leicester seem to have a good and fair runners like, but I didn't agree with their latest choice of manager. I think it was a huge gamble for you taking Van Nistelrooy. Yep. Paul's going for a 3-0 win.
No surprise.
I'm going to say 3-0 to Newcastle as well. I'm going Isak twice, and the other goal I'm going to say Harvey Barnes will come to the King Power and score against his former club.
I won't bet on it. Let's be fair. I think Harvey will score.
Robert's good saying Isak 3 and Tonali screamer, and Paul's going Isak, Harvey, and Bruno to get the goals for us. Right then, so we're going to end the poll now, guys. So we'll read out the results on. It's in regards to Anthony Gordon. Does he start if he's fit on Monday? Right. The votes are 31% of the votes said he should start if he's fit, but 68% of the votes says no, he shouldn't, as Barnes shouldn't be dropped. So they're happy with Harvey Barnes to keep his place because he doesn't think he's put wrong. And I think Harvey Barnes hasn't put a foot wrong at all. And I think he deserves to keep his place at the moment in time. And if Gordon is available, I'll have him off the bench. Covey says, I think we'll win 3-1. Goals from Joe Linton, Barnes, Isak with an assist from Firmino. Or if Isak's not playing, then Asula will get a goal as well. So there you are. It's going to be a scrappy game on Monday night. Well, we'll wait and see how that goes. I hate Monday night games. I really, really do. I was thinking of going to go at first until they moved tonight. unfortunately, because I would love to. I've been to King Power Stadium once, Jack. It was when you battered us 4-0.
Yeah, some good times, you know.
Oh.
Leicester and Newcastle have had some good games.
Oh, there has been some cracking games, to be fair. Like, David thinks Leicester will walk the championship next season.
I mean, if the EFL have thrown the book at us and that, probably not. I mean, a lot of players.
Hopefully they don't. Hopefully they don't.
Have a massive reset. I mean, you lot just hope Sunderland don't come up, innit? That's your guys.
Well, in a way, I wouldn't mind the Derby's back, Jack, because we haven't beaten them in the Premier League for such a long time. We kind of do miss the Derbies in a way, but yeah, a lot of our fans is not. They can
nice
stay
to
where
play
they
them in the cup, though, wouldn't it? Recently,
Harvey scores goals as well as Anthony Gordon. Says Paul, last time Leicester City played Newcastle Monday night, two things happened: a clean sheet from Leicester, which was our last away game clean sheet, and Newcastle got Champions League. Yes, that's what happened last time when we did. Well done, lads. Enjoyed your show. Cheers so much, Ian. So thank you so much. Well then, that is it. We are going to wrap up the show tonight. Thank you to everyone. Of course, Mason being host of the channel, and thank you, Jack, for coming on and joining us tonight. Really, really appreciate that. Jack is also streaming this show to his channel, The Final Whistle. So do drop Jack a subscription. I'm sure you will really, really appreciate that as well.
Yeah.
So, and thank you everyone that's popped up in the chat as well with your comments as well. Really appreciate that. And mods, we always really appreciate what you do on the channel as well. So really thank you so much. In terms of content coming up, there will be a live fan reaction show on Monday night. Mason, I may have to ask you to do that again, I'm afraid, unfortunately, if you don't mind.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, it's just with me at work very early the next morning, so that's why I might have to ask you to do the live fan reaction show. Cheers so much, Jason, for that. Thanks, lads. Very interested, Jack. Great show, guys. Cheers, Ian. Take care, all. Bye, Petey, Mason, and all. Jack and all. Excellent show, lads, and well done, Jack. Great job and better times ahead for the Foxes, says David.
Hope so. That's how things change massively. Like I said, we need a massive reset.
I can imagine as well. Chalky, cracking show, guys. Thank you so much, Chalky. Remember, guys, if you have enjoyed the show tonight, again, please do remember to give us the thumbs up. It's really important we get the likes so people know where to find us in the search results. So again, do smash the likes if you have enjoyed the show tonight. Please, of course, if you are brand new at the channel, if you're not yet subscribed and your job goes on the channel week in, week out, hit that subscribe button. Free to do so. It does help make the channel grow as well. And again, please do go over and drop Jack a subscription on his channel, The Final Whistle. Again, he's also put the show to his channel as well. And please do hit the bell notification. It just let you know whenever a live show takes place or a pre-recorded video gets uploaded. So please hit the bell to make sure all up to date with the content that we bring out for you that you do not want to miss at all. So thank you so much. Again, if you like, give a donation, feel free. And if you want to become a member, it's 99p a month. Hit the join button to become a member. And again, thank you so much to Lewis for your continued membership on this channel. Really, really appreciate that as well. And I want to say a massive thank you again to Yaba, who gifted a lot of memberships out yesterday. Again, thank you so much, Yaba. I really, really appreciated that as well. So, well, great show as always. Take care, all. Bye, all. Take care. Well, that is it for tonight. Have a great weekend as well. Enjoy the weather. I hope you all are as well. And until then, everyone, we'll catch you all back. We'll catch Mason back on Monday night with the live fan reaction show. Until then, everyone, we'll see you all later. Good night, all. Take care. Away the lads. See you later, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday night.